All right, hi there. If you are on my TikTok at all, you know that I am doing 365 tarot spreads. So that's a spread a day for a year. And my guinea pig for today is Mom of Awesome Girls. And for January 1st, we have the vision board spread. So the vision board spread is supposed to help you to create your vision board. So this is a great one for the first day of January when we're working on our resolutions. It's supposed to help you figure out what collection of images should be placed and where you can see them clearly. You can use this board to help you manifest. So this is her reading, and let's find out what we can about the Mom of Awesome Girls here. Alrighty. So for her first card here, we have the Emperor, and he is reversed. Now you probably noticed that my cards are round, they're not rectangular. This is a old-fashioned homage to the first ever tarot, where it was used as a form of lesson cards in Chinese tradition. And what I love about these is that it has a lot more meaning depending on where it sits. So that's why I use the round tarot cards. And this deck, if anybody is interested, is the Circle of Life Tarot. So the first card is the overriding theme of the board, and what we have here is the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is about ambitions and plans and achievements. When he's reversed, though, this could mean that we have a really rigid mind about things. So ambitions, plans, achievements, that sounds right up vision board alley. However, if we are not using our creativity, not using our other parts of self, then perhaps we're not going to really fully fulfill our potential. We'll see if there's a lot of swords that come up during this. If there are a lot of swords, I would be concerned that, dear Mom of Awesome Girls, you may be stuck in your head too much and overthinking things. But we'll see as we go along. All right, so the next card we have here is the Ten of Pentacles. Now, this is scooted towards the left. So this typically means that the person I'm reading for is too passive in this energy. There's not a great push for this to happen in their life. It's something that they might be a little too lax on. Now, interestingly, the Ten of Pentacles has a lot to do with financial security. So my question here is, do we have trouble talking about money? Is this a difficult subject? Do we have a lot of stress and tension in our lives when it comes to our finances? The placement of this card in this particular spread is supposed to represent wildest dreams. So could it be that you don't believe that you have the ability to make that financial jump or take a risk that you really are looking forward to, but maybe there's some fear attached to it? It's a really interesting placement of that card. Let's move on to the next one here. We have the Knave of Chalices, or Page of Cups. In other decks, it's referred to the Page of Cups. Now, this is about types of images that will resonate with you. So the Page of Cups is about being lifted up, like having things come into place. You know, you've worked so hard to do all of this, and boom, all of it pays off, and here's those ambitions. And we have this in a reverse, which again, this is a super good card. Usually it's very positive. When we have it reversed like this, and we're talking about the imagery we surround ourselves with, perhaps there is a disconnect to those kinds of images. Some pessimism, some cynicism, maybe just, you know, we're not into the live, laugh, love stuff, so we just kind of write all of it off. So my suggestion here would be, take some time to walk around, even your own home, working with the things you already have around you, and ask yourself in your house, is this what inspires me? Does this lead me to my goal? And if there are things that you have negative attachments to, get rid of them. Get them out of your life. You don't need that in your life. And when you are maybe looking at different visuals for your vision board, are you using what is acceptable according to everybody else, or are you really using the images you're drawn to? So I'm seeing that there is a lot of problems with just intuition, trust, letting go. So far, we have some rigidity and fear of making that leap. Now for our next card, we have the Two of Wands. Now the Two of Wands is about coming to a crossroads. And this one is to ask, can I let go emotionally and mentally in my selection process? So again, there's this theme of not wanting to really take that leap. You know, there's some fear in that. So whatever you're coming up against, whatever you are wanting to do this year, I think fear is really holding you back. And you should evaluate that. Is this fear serving you, or is it not? Is it suiting you, or is it not? And if something doesn't serve you and suit you, then do your best to get around that obstacle. So I really was thinking this would be a super happy, upbeat reading, but I see there's a lot of need to break through the threshold, if you will. Now, the next card we have here is about travel. Where do you want to travel? And interestingly, this card is about jumping at opportunities. So we have all this stuff talking about stagnation and fear and uncertainty and not wanting risk. And here is a big opportunity coming up. So let's look at our lives. Let's see, is there an opportunity that maybe we're overlooking, or maybe there will be an opportunity in this coming year? Why not jump at it? Why not make that leap? Now, this card, although it looks ooky and spooky, the Four of Pentacles is one of my favorite cards. This card is in a position to represent how you want to make a difference. So how you want to make a difference. You're not making time for yourself. There's this passive slant to this card. You're not putting the world away. It's interfering with your energy. It's draining. You have to remember, you cannot help others if you wear yourself out. So take time for that self-care. Take time to meditate. Close the world out and give yourself that space you need. It's very important to do that. You know, if that means taking a bath or just, you know, listening to music, telling people, hey, don't call me between this time and this time because I'm going to be busy reading a book. Whatever it is you need to do to create that peace in your life is going to make you rejuvenated and recharged. And there might be a lot of drama going on. I mean, we're in the middle of everything we're in the middle of. Everybody's had a really stressful last 2 years. So you have every right to take that time for yourself because otherwise you're going to get worn down. Okay, moving on. So what do you want to attract to your life? Now, again, this card is telling me fear is holding you back. Okay, we have some passiveness happening again, not nearly as bad as it has been in other parts of the reading. So fear is holding you back. You got to remember, when you're feeling your heart race, your throat crunch, whatever it is, when you get anxious, your anxiety, adrenaline is releasing so that you can become like a badass kick butt kind of person. You know, this is our body's way of getting ready for whatever's about to come at us. So when this is happening, when you're having anxiety about things, when you're getting into that mode where it might be flight or freeze, instead of that, you know, just be like, I'm ready. I'm here and I'm ready. And our bodies kind of trick us sometimes because we end up feeling things so intensely physically that it affects our emotional state. So we need to rewire that pattern. We need to rewrite what we're saying to ourselves. So instead of, I'm afraid, or this makes me nervous, perhaps what we need to say is, for some reason, my intuition is up. I need to pay attention. Next card here, we've got the Seven of Wands. Alrighty, so what tiny adjustment can I make to manifest this vision board? So this is obviously a card about competition. You can see she's got this big staff. There's a lot of aggressive energy happening in this card. So vision board wise, however you want to make that appear, you should have a sense of bravery to it. You know, maybe have a warrior or armor, a knight, armadillos, porcupines, swords, grenades, whatever seems like it represents strength, bravery, the ability to compete. That's what I would include in your vision board. Now, your final card here, what happens when I take action in my dreams? And what we have here is the Ace of Swords. Now, this is an intense push to the right. You see, we got this slant going on right here. So that means that we're running at it. We want this in our lives. We're trying to manifest this. And the sword typically has to do with the mind and the intellect and things involving our brain. So when you think of sword suit, think of brainstorming, thought process, thinking, and analyzing. So if you do what you need to do to overcome your fear, use your vision board to represent things that make you feel strong, things that make you feel brave, things that are maybe your shield. You know, if you practice any kind of meditation, magical skill, shielding in your meditations would be a really great way to do that. Visualizing a physical shield around your body would be a great way to incorporate visuals in your practice to change the way you're affirming your life and what you're manifesting. So with that being said, what happens when we do that, when we get rid of that fear process, we are going to be pushing ourselves towards creativity and thought and greater thinking and being able to manifest even bigger and better things because we'll be able to think more clearly without the fear interfering with the rest of us. So what I see overall with this reading is a deep need for action. When we allow our anxiety into our lives, yes, sometimes it's good. Sometimes we need that because it's our intuition telling ourselves this. But if you let it take over, then you can hold yourself back. So let's be fearlessly positive and let's grab that opportunity, especially with this guy here. We have the Three of Wands right here. So he's telling me that there's going to be an opportunity popping up. So overall, make your vision board the vision board of a warrior, of a positive person, and grant yourself that strength of de-stressing and releasing of fear and anxiety.